envision 3 female attorneys coming together to have our voices heard. Each of us would have different opinions, different passions, different backgrounds, and different views. Although we are different and unique, we are able to come together to discuss our experiences, navigating through the legal profession and this thing called life. Now, the vision has come alive, and we invite you each and every week to listen to us as we talk about what's trending in the news and our legal insight, tackle real-life issues that affect not only us as attorneys, but us as women of color. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4, Ready, Set, Travel. But before we get started, we have to do our disclaimer. So let's run through our disclaimer real quick. Disclaimer. This podcast is intended to provide entertainment and general information. The information provided and the views given are not intended to constitute legal advice and should not be relied upon as legal representation. All views expressed on this podcast are our own and do not represent the opinions of any entity whatsoever we are affiliated with now or will be affiliated with in the future. So on our episode today, let me first say, hey everybody, it's travel time, it's travel season.
Whoop, whoop. Woo! Yeah.
The sun out in H-Town.
I feel the ocean breeze on my skin right now.
Yeah,
sun's out, buns out. Break them sundresses out, girl. Got my sundress ready.
Well, as everybody know, I'm Brandy, and to my left.
Hi, I'm Turia.
And to my right.
It's Sam Fresh. What's up, guys?
And we have a special guest today. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
How's it going? I'm Bichar.
Bichar is a good friend of ours. He's a good friend of the podcast, and he is one of the best travel agents in this side of Houston, H-Town. Today, we're going to talk about the best time to travel, affordability to travel. We're going to drop some legal gems about arresting the foreign country. If you get arrested in foreign country, because some of y'all over there don't know how to act.
Hello.
If you get injured in a foreign country and you want to know if you can sue or not, because, they laws ain't like what we got over here. And good old ride sharing. So we're going to let our guests start it off. Bashar, let us know how's the best way for me to go, be on Aruba, half naked, whatever, for free.
Half naked?
Okay.
That's how we start?
Okay.
That's how we starting today.
I'm glad that we're going over if you get arrested.
Right.
Glad that we're covering that in case Brady gets flued out. Okay.
Still trying to get flued out. Still trying to get flued out.
You're trying to go to Aruba for free. We might have to talk after the show, but no, real talk. Traveling is a really growing industry, and in our community, in the Black community, I see more and more people of color traveling. I really love it, and the world is really obtainable. If you prioritize traveling and you make that what you want to do, it's no reason not to do it, because it's a lot less expensive than we think. There's a lot more flights being offered. The world is really not that big, and it's just a lot of opportunities to get around.
But so, what do I need to do? So, if my money looking funny, and I want to go to, say, Aruba, or if I want to go to London or Paris, do I call you? Do I need to go online? Like, what do I do? Because there's so many different travel websites out there, and a lot of times you hear Expedia owns cheap tickets, and cheap tickets owns this person. So, like, what do I do?
It's good to know to do your research, because there are a lot of different travel opportunities. Whether it's vacationstogo.com. Which is my plug, but it's also, Expedia and the other opportunities. Just make sure you research things. But, like, for example, for flights, I may book flights on Expedia, Kayak, any booking engine that we have in-house, but I look at everything. And also, if you're flexible, you can have a lot more opportunity to get a better deal. So, like, I've been trying to get over to London sometime this year and France, and I realized, obviously, going in the summer, you're going to get your head hit. But I've found flights September, August, in the fall, about half the price. I'm talking about, $650 round trip. So it's very reasonable. You just do your research, look at different times, and speaking of Expedia, when I look at airfare, for example, instead of going like Friday to Sunday, you may want to do Thursday to Saturday, or Wednesday to Saturday, or I look at different days because sometimes that makes a big difference by a few $100s just by being flexible with your dates as well.
Cool.
So can you give us a little bit more background about you personally?
Okay.
So you're a travel agent, correct?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
So tell us a little bit more about.
I've been in the travel business close to 10 years. Right now, with vacations to go, 7 years. And with them, I sell a lot of cruises. Right now, we're one of the largest agencies in North America. And, I've just been doing it for a while. So, like, it's at the point now, 50% of my repeat clients, 50% of my business is repeat clients. And that's through referrals, other people, people just keep coming back. And that comes with good service and knowledge about what you're doing.
So if I wanted to book with you, vacationstogo.com?
Yes, correct. So you just asked for me personally, Bichar, and a.k.a. Hunter, either one, but Bichar is my name. And just
Who's
reach
Hunter?
out to me.
Yeah, is that an
So you didn't open the door
Yeah.
for that.
Who's
okay,
Hunter?
okay,
Hold on.
okay.
We're going to go off
Hunter?
task real quick.
Yeah.
Who's Hunter?
Hunter.
Hunter is alias I have at work, and I do it because it's a little bit easier to remember than Bichar, and it also so when I speak to people, my name is unique. It means a lot. So I notice a lot of my topics generally when my clients call in, hey, can you spell that for me? What does it mean? It does mean bring up good news and fortune to the lives he touches, and we get off topic. So I went with Hunter when I first got there, but now I recently asked this week to change my name back to Bichar. I know a lot of my repeat clients don't know who that is, just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
just embracing the name I was born with.
I think you should do Bichar Hunter.
Bichar Hunter. So I got an email back today. And my director, that was her suggestion. She was saying go Bichar parentheses Hunter for a little while.
Yeah.
And so starting tomorrow, that's what it's going to be.
All right.
Bichar
Yeah,
Hunter.
yeah.
See,
Okay.
now I don't feel bad about using Michelle when I'm out, because that's what I do.
Oh, that's your alias, huh? Okay,
Right, because my
okay.
name's Taria and it's too hard.
Okay.
People don't know, so I use Michelle.
Obama.
All right. I can see it. I can
Does
see
it work?
I can see it.
It does. I mean,
Okay.
until I have a friend who's like, Taria. And then just,
Okay.
But
Yeah.
hey, girl. Hey, Taria.
I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so back to travel. Sorry, we got distracted from
Yeah.
We got
the
off topic.
tips.
Okay.
Off topic.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the best place right now, 2019? What's the hottest place to travel to?
Yeah.
In the summer. Let's
Best
talk about
deal.
summer 2019. Where I can get food out. That's
we
the
want
whole
to.
goal.
Oh, we want to get flued out.
I'm trying to
Okay.
get food
Okay.
out,
Okay.
so.
So
Pay no
duly
mind.
noted. Duly
What
noted.
Pay no
one knows
mind
what
for that.
food out is.
Oh,
So-
the city girls do.
Right.
I don't
That's
know.
where I got it from.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Summer 2019, the best place for me to get food out.
I mean, it's a lot of popular places right now. A lot of people are visiting, like Dubai. I see, a lot of people hitting up Phuket, you know what I'm saying, Thailand. It's a lot of places right now. But over the summer, I'm thinking, it's real good deals right now to Asia,
Yeah.
It just depends. If you're flexible, you want to go places. I mean, I think it's some real good opportunities out
Me
there.
and my fiance, we're currently looking at Paris,
Okay.
Texas.
Okay.
Within the budget.
Paris, Texas. Okay.
Paris,
No,
Texas.
Paris, France is not that bad.
Okay.
So I'm like I said, I'm going this fall, and I just tickets right now $5.99 to $6.50. It's really reasonable.
Because that's not what I paid when I went to Paris.
Right. No, I've been looking at it. It's been like 1,100 plus
That's not what I-
minimum.
Yes.
And
So-
then,
Okay.
so-
So what do you if I want to go to Paris in the fall, tickets $5.99, I could afford that.
right.
Hotels though.
Are you talking about Paris, Texas? Because
I'm
the
not
hotel.
because I'm
right,
always in
right.
Paris, Texas, so I know what Paris, Texas is like.
Right.
But Paris, France, how do I go about getting my nice quality? I am a girl who likes 4 to 5 stars.
Okay.
But on a budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I mean something like that, I would definitely look around, just check your Expedia, your search engines, and seeing what's out there. You can hit me up. I do a lot more resorts. But like typically for me with my hotel, I'm not necessarily a 5-star person because I'm a little more flexible. So I may do Airbnb.
Okay.
That's
That's where the killers live. Okay.
Yeah.
So I look at the reviews in the background. So
Nobody
so.
puts in the review. He killed me. You know why? Because they did. Because they did. Right. They just kill you and move on. And they give themselves. They take the phone and write a great review so they can get the next one.
You can look at
bring it back. See, she totally got you off track.
No, you can look at boutique hotels as well. So
Boutique hotels.
boutique hotels.
Yeah,
That
those are cute.
I go to I think I went to Athens last year and I stayed in a boutique hotel. It was like $100-something a night. It was very reasonable, but it was so beautiful, and I got upgraded to a suite.
wow.
It was very, very reasonable. So you don't necessarily have to go straight 5 stars because they may rank 3 or 4, but when you go in there, it's very elegant. And it just maybe missing a couple amenities, but you're not really missing anything.
Okay.
Plus, when you go out the country, you're not trying to stay in your room all the time anyway, right? So you're trying to move around, see the see the sights, right?
Yes. However, I like a nice.
I don't know what you be doing, but you're still you're gonna step out here.
This
and
is
there,
a kids show. So I'm in my hotel reading the Bible, focusing on Jesus.
Read that good word.
When I travel with my dad, that's exactly what he does. He at nighttime he don't go nowhere, but he read the Bible. Last year we went to Cuba, and he was like, I'm like, let's go dance and let's go to the restaurant. He said, no, I got to finish this passage, and I'm like, Pops, you can read the Bible anytime, but
That's right.
He
but
knew
that's
the word.
real.
He said he
That's
takes
real.
Jesus everywhere.
Right.
Okay, well, so we done got food out. We know where the best times to go for summer 2019. And we got some tips on like affordability and to be flexible in your schedule. So let's talk about what happens if, I do run around half naked in a foreign country and I get arrested. So what happens?
First of all, I hope you have clothes on before they take you to jail. Okay,
Right,
that could be
right.
another problem.
Right.
So,
With social media being what it is today.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. However, a lot of people do not know that if you book your flight or your travel, or if you're in a different country and you happen to have a credit card, I would suggest reading the benefits of your credit card before you leave. For example, Visa credit cards come with different benefits. One of those benefits is travel protection and emergency assistance. So what falls within the emergency assistance is if you're ever traveling and you need medication, maybe you left your medication at home or you dropped it, you lost it, they lost your luggage. Another one, particularly what we're talking about, is legal assistance. So they can put you in contact with a English speaking attorney in that country. Now, you still gonna have to pay this attorney, okay? Because we didn't.
I thought it was free.
No, it's not free. But guess what? They probably take Visa if you have a card with them.
Right.
They also have a service where if they need to get in contact with your embassy, they will contact your embassy if you need a consulate to talk to because you have been arrested and you're in deep doo-doo. If you need to get in contact with the embassy, though, you may be you have some issues. So you definitely
Right.
you definitely need
Serious on that.
you definitely need to call that attorney first. And then on some cards, it depends on certain cards, but they will advance you certain fees so that you can pay for those legal fees. So what I would suggest everyone doing is before you fly over, especially if you know you go to other countries and act a nut, okay, you need to look up your credit card benefits, and I would recommend that everyone have a credit card. Do not fly overseas without one. That would be my suggestion. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of added benefits to visas, American Express. There's a lot of added travel protection that's going to come on there. Correct.
And then I would look up those benefits for your particular card, and I would keep that number with you. And if you're traveling with someone, in case they know you act a nut, that they can contact someone for you and get you legal counsel if you're there. Now, also, while you're in jail, we want to follow the same sort of rules. Now, that I'm sure that they have some form of Miranda warnings in different countries, but we're just going to go ahead and assume that we still have the right to remain silent. So if you are arrested in a different country, we want to make sure that we are still remaining silent.
And you are asking for a lawyer?
I probably wouldn't even ask for a lawyer at that time. I would wait till they process me before I ask to speak with an attorney, because depending upon what country you're in, depending upon how that country is ran, they may not have the same surveillance cameras.
Are you saying people don't like attorneys?
I'm not saying that they don't like them. We're just not their favorite people, right? So,
I love attorneys.
Thank you.
thank you.
That's why you're a friend of the show.
I love
You
y'all.
can come back.
Okay.
Yes,
Please.
and so I would also.
Can I be part of the show? Do I have to be an attorney to be part of the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
female.
And female.
And
Okay.
female.
Also, fun fact that I found this out the other day because I'll be traveling soon, is that typically your credit card company will accept collect charges if you need to call them.
Okay.
So if for some reason you do need to call your credit card company because you are in jail, you can call collect, okay? So just that is very important, I think, if you get arrested in a different country, that you have those resources available to you.
Well, that's good.
Well, as a
Right.
travel agent, would you accept the collect call and help out your your customers if someone got arrested?
Oh my goodness, it's funny you mentioned that.
Someone got
Somebody got
arrested.
arrested.
No, one of my clients did call me. He got kicked off the ship.
Oh.
He got kicked off the ship, and he wanted me to help him out financially, getting back home. Just kind of like advance him something. And it was just a weird conversation. It was a weird conversation, but it just. When times are tough, you got to hit up anybody.
Yeah, but you should have told him your ship has sailed.
Call your family.
Right.
Well, I'm curious though. Did
Call
you
on
advance him
Jesus.
the money?
No, because that
Oh,
the commission I was making on that did not cover what he needed.
Right.
He's
Right.
like, my coins. And you wasn't it.
Exactly.
You know,
And let's
but
talk about why'd you get kicked off the ship,
Right,
sir?
but that's what comes with customer service. I helped them with three-way calls to other people. I mean, I was, coming up with different ways. I got, my corporate management involved, and to this day, he's still a client of mine. So
That's
he's,
great.
So
Okay. Just know not to get
I've been,
kicked off
he's
the
been for
ship.
5 years, but it was just. He was
That
like,
was
"Hey, is there
great.
anything I know? Can anything you guys can do, for me right now? And he really was hinting at us buying him a ticket home, but
okay.
Well,
You should have been like, please bow your head, Lord.
right.
Well, I mean, that was interesting. That was definitely interesting. So now we done told you about if you get arrested in a foreign country. Well, what about if I get injured in a foreign country, or even injured on a Royal Caribbean ship, like the guy did? Y'all heard recently he was ziplining or something, and he hurt himself on Royal Caribbean. It was about a month ago. It was on Good Morning America. So can I sue? Do I got a claim if I get hurt?
Or like with the people on the cruise ship and all that furniture tilted to the side. Baby, let me tell you something. I would have sued somebody. Somebody.
You are litigious, and that's the reason why.
The one that,
Can you sue? You can always sue. I tend to not sue a lot, even though I'm a lawyer. But yeah, you can always sue. I actually had a really crazy case. These clients were in Belize, living their best life, and they had rented the little motor scooters, little things, coming back in to drop them off for the rental car. This girl comes by in a Jeep and just knocks him off, and he flies and hits two cars, right?
Ooh.
So
I'm
he
suing.
he wanted to. So a few broken bones, concussion, and he had gotten the insurance. So over in Belize, the most you can get is like $10,000, right? And then your vehicle insurance, the max is $15,000, whereas in Texas it's 30/60 policy. So it was a $15,000 policy. So he goes to the hospital. He comes back over in the States and he says, "Hey, I want to go sue that young girl in Belize. I want millions of dollars."
Millions.
Well, there's only a $15,000 policy, right? And so that was all that he was able to get, because when you're overseas, you have this thing called a jurisdiction. And what happens? Somebody's phone is ringing. That's Jesus.
He's
Calling us.
on the main line.
Tell him what you
Thank
want.
you, Hunter.
So Jesus was calling to talk about this jurisdiction. So when you have jurisdiction, that just means what court can actually represent you in a case, right? And so in the States, wherever your accident happens, that's really where you're supposed to bring your lawsuit. So if you get in a car accident in Texas, you bring your lawsuit in Texas, right?
So he should have never left Belize then if he wanted to file a suit. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Or he should have got a Belizean attorney in there, but he wanted to come back over into the States because he had way more than $15,000 worth of a case. But the problem is that there's this thing called the long arm statute. And so cases say that you can reach your arm out if there's contacts within the state that you're trying to bring it, right? And so there were contacts in Texas. The company in Belize was actually founded in Texas. And so that's the way we were trying to get around it. But it is sometimes hard because some of those out-of-state or out-of-country companies are only set in Belize or Aruba or St. Lucia. So you're stuck in those countries. So I would say make sure you have your travel protection. Make sure that you put extra insurance on you so that if you do get injured, because I believe when you travel, you can take travel insurance, correct?
Correct. I highly recommend to get you travel insurance when you step out.
Right. So then that way he would have had a backup plan when all there was left was $15,000. He could have used the travel insurance to cover the rest of his expenses.
Also, check your credit card because some credit cards offer travel insurance as well.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
So I'm not pubbing for debt, guys, but I'm just saying.
So basically, y'all done told me if I get arrested, if I'm half naked in a foreign country and I get arrested, what happens? If I'm half naked and on a motor scooter and I fall off and get hit by a car, or if I get injured in a foreign country, I need to know if there's jurisdiction over me, or if there's or check my credit card to see if it has protection for me. So now, all of that, I'm not gonna get injured. I'm gonna hop in a ride share. I'm gonna call Uber or Lyft and pray we don't have an accident.
Are you gonna be half naked in this hypothetical?
Probably so.
Okay.
Probably so.
I'm putting my clothes back on now.
Just for the Uber and the Lyft.
Okay.
Because we're heading to the airport.
Okay.
I just
Or
want
we're arriving to the airport.
I just
TSA, no, I don't
It's
want
hypothetical.
those problems.
I just want to know.
So, did y'all know? I didn't know this. So, did y'all know in Uber or Lyft, they're not at every like major airport? Like, you cannot request the Uber or Lyft. Like, say for instance, I don't know if it's Atlanta airport, but one of the major airports, a few of the major airports, you can't get an Uber or Lyft to get picked up to go to or from your hotel or whatever. You have to either use your shuttle bus or a taxi. A lot of them still doing it. I think Spain is one, maybe London, like Heathrow. So you had to use that credit card to get transportation.
That's very disappointing
It
because
is.
everybody knows the taxi driver. Just you putting your bags into the taxi.
Right.
I think they already charge you like $35, $40.
They start running the meter.
But how much is your life worth, really? Because those Uber drivers,
I like
kidnappers
Uber
in
and Lyft.
training.
But you need to pay attention when you're getting in the car to look at the license plate. What does it take you to
Well,
look at the license plate and check?
Not all states have front license plates. Texas is one of the few that we have a front and
Oh,
a back
I walk
license
around
plate.
the back of the car.
Some people don't. Some people don't. You know, when they pull up, they just look at the front of the car and they hop in. You know, it's always good to ask your Uber driver and Lyft, who are you?
Yeah,
And
or
you could
ask
be a
them
killer with
if he
the
knows your
license
name.
plate.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
Yeah. I mean, I personally took an Uber one time and the woman did not speak any English. And normally, if it was just regular, like she's in a store or something, I don't care if you speak English or not. But the mere fact that, first off, when I'm in an Uber, I'm putting in my destination address to make sure you aren't trying to Uber away all my money. And so she was taking a different route, but I couldn't communicate to her. So she could have been driving me to the killer's house. And what was I going to do? You know?
I'm noticing a theme. So you're talking about killers. She's half naked. We're staying on this side. You know what I mean?
Right. Staying on topic.
Is it staying?
We're staying. We're
Getting in a stranger's car? Oh, my gosh.
Well, definitely. And Uber and Lyft has now decided, after what happened in South Carolina, they're starting to put illuminating lights of their names in the dashboards and the windshield.
Okay.
So pay attention. So Lyft, I noticed that there's like a bright purple and white Lyft sign.
Right.
Pay attention. Uber is starting to do that now, besides just a little sticker in the windshield. So definitely when you go into an Uber, one, if you're using it between airports, make sure that airport has Uber and Lyft, or you have to use a taxi, shuttle, or a friend. Then before you get in the car, make sure that is, check the license plate. Walk around to the front if that state or country doesn't have a front license plate. Compare it to your phone. Just make sure you're aware. Ask them their name and make sure they tell them back what your name is.
Right.
So definitely be aware.
I just hold on. Let's stop. Okay, first of all, what happened in South Carolina?
Right.
Oh,
We don't always watch the news.
y'all don't watch that?
The young college girl, right?
Yes, the college girl who was she accidentally she ordered for an Uber to come pick her up. It was at night, and she thought it was her Uber driver, and she got in the car and he killed her.
Locked the doors on her.
Yeah, and killed her. And
Not
so South
saying,
Carolina,
not saying. I didn't even know this story, but
South Carolina is trying to pass a law to where they can have front and back license plates. So that's why I mentioned the front and back license plates.
what
So
is
South
the front
Carolina-
and back license plates got to do with you killing me? You could.
But that wasn't an Uber driver, though.
He was not an Uber driver. She
that
just
was-
got in the car. But the way she walked around the car, she would have been, if there was a front plate, she would have been able to see it as well, too.
Okay.
And she didn't.
But I could just see me getting into an Uber and he'd be like, "Hi, my name is Norman," and then that's the end of it.
So that's why on your app, it has the person's name. If he say his name is Norman and your app say Chris, don't get in.
But what if his name really is? My app say Chris and he is Chris and he's Chris the killer.
It might be your time.
right.
It might be time for me to
Right.
go.
It's just,
Right.
you know what I
That's
mean?
just
That's just how
The
you
law
go.
of energy.
Yeah.
That,
The law of energy.
that is a great segue to, may I rest my case? What are we laying to rest today?
What are we laying the rest today, Brandy?
What are we laying to rest? Learn how to travel with the right people.
That's a good one.
That's real good. Can't travel with everybody.
Exactly. So in
Right.
2019, stop traveling just because we can be the best of friends in the whole wide world, but you can't always travel with me.
You can't.
Right. I mean, yeah.
They can make or break a trip who you go with.
Correct.
True.
So here's the deal. Cheap people, if you are cheap, stop traveling. Stay at home.
No, you can't say that.
Yeah, because the thing is that, or travel by yourself. Because I don't want to go on a group trip where every place we go to the corner store and you like, I only got something for $1.19.
Right.
Take my debit card. I don't want to go. Like, just, I can't. Like, either we're going to split this check equally and move forward, or I don't want to give the waiter 14 different checks with 15 different amounts. Like,
Oh, see, I split checks, but I also don't drink, so I'm not going to pay for your alcoholic beverages.
okay, girl.
So, yes, we're going to split checks with me.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I'm not finna. If it's like 2 or 3 people, okay, yeah, split checks. But if it's
Right.
a table full of people and you over here, I had the chicken strips, I had the margarita. Like, no, just divide it 15 ways and call it a day. Yeah,
That's what you laying the rest in 2019?
I'm laying that to rest, and just people complaining on trips. Like, I hate that. You know, like the
Right.
ultimate, like the person who consistently complains about everything.
And using the American entitlement, like, just
Yeah.
because I'm from America, we do this and we do that, then expand your palates.
Right.
Right.
Expand your palate.
Right.
Not
Right.
everything is going to taste like what your mama cooked in the kitchen.
Right. And not every place has chicken strips and french fries.
Right.
Stop ordering that.
Right.
McDonald's is not, just because it's there does not mean you need to go.
That's real. You can get that at home. You know,
Exactly.
just
Right.
try to get the culture of the food. You know, the local food. That's real.
Yes, absolutely. So, Tari, you have anything you want to lay to rest?
I don't remember if I have anything to lay to rest. Do I have anything
This
to lay
one
to
who
rest?
don't want people talking to her while sitting on the plane.
Yeah, okay, I remembered. Yes. So when I'm on the plane, right, I get on the plane, I fix my stuff, and I put my headphones in,
Okay.
right, and I have my movie ready.
Okay.
But you know those people who come... What are we watching? I don't like that because it's already a small situation that you're in anyways.
Correct.
Right.
And my seat is my space. Please leave me alone.
Scooch over.
Don't ask me what book I'm reading.
Right.
Don't ask me what my movie is. Don't ask me if I can share headphone with you.
With a
Right.
total
So
Right.
what you're saying is y'all are not friends.
We're not.
You seem very approachable. That's why. You know?
So we are laying to rest. People talking on the plane. We're not friends. I don't know you.
No new friends.
Know who to travel with. Expand your palate and
Mm-hmm.
stop being picky. So we have provided you some great legal tips. You know what to do when you get arrested in a foreign country. Thank you, Bichar, for those legal tips, some travel tips.
Well, yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate
Thanks for having me
it.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
No.
for coming and helping us out.
No problem.
Can I ask one more question before he leaves?
Yeah, totally.
Best cruise company line to go on.
He ain't gonna tell you.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I can.
He can tell me
But
that.
you got to find my best. What do you mean by best? Because one may be best for some people, may not be best for others. Now, you're talking about best as like an all-around fun experience, maybe something romantic, or you want you 5 stars, so you might want a
Yeah.
butler.
I was gonna say,
You want a
yeah,
butler
she wants
service?
a concierge
Yeah.
service.
Yeah, something.
Okay. Well, the best cruise I've been on was 3 years ago. I went on the Silver Seas.
I've
It's
never
a-
heard of Silver
It's
Sea.
a 6-star line. It's on par with Crystal, Regent, a lot of the 6-star all-inclusive lines, and really was a great experience. You know, I walked on, they served you caviar and champagne, and we had a in-room
Write that down.
we had an in-room butler. He did all the unpacking and repacking, and he saw me walking around the ship by myself one day. He's like, "You want a tour?" And he took time out of his schedule to take
You
me on
had
a
a
personal
friend?
tour.
You got a butler friend.
Yeah,
See?
you know,
And
so
that's when they
You know,
kill you.
and
No,
that-
thank you. Pass
so-
on the tour.
right, and that was an incentive trip, so I won that trip actually. It was like you know, it would have been $12,000 or something like that if I didn't. But you know, somebody like you though, that's right up
Okay.
your alley. So I'll
And
say you
that
definitely.
12,000, no, that was split between 2 people.
It would have been that would have
Okay,
been total.
very good.
That would have been total. But it was 10 nights. You know,
Oh,
you-
yes.
Where'd you go?
Europe. So what was the stop? I think it was like Monte Carlo, Santorini, Mykonos.
I can't be on the boat that long. They remind me of slavery.
Oh.
That's a long trip.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bichar. Again, you can follow us at on Instagram at No Further Q, Facebook No Further Questions, and on Twitter No Further.
No, on Twitter, what is it? Throw it up there. I put it up there. Yes. NFW. No, NFQ.
NFQ podcast.
Sorry.
Also, I'm Brandy. You can follow me at brand_Janae.
I'm Taria, simply being T.
And I'm Samantha. Don't follow me.
And thank you again for our special guest, Bichar. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I had a fun time. You guys are great.
So tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can find you,
Yeah,
get the travel
find,
tips.
Find me at I am Bichar. That's IAMBICHAR. And just hit me up. And just check me out too. Website Vacations to Go. Ask for Hunter. I'm the only Bichar actually. I'm the only Bichar there, but Hunter as well. Either one, but just hit me up. We're gonna make it happen.
And make sure y'all subscribe, follow, tweet, everything on No Further Questions. Tell your friends, tell your family. So we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.